Brethren, I pray you sing to the Lord a new song. Sing praise in the assembly of the righteous. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud on their beds. Let the high praise of God be on the mouths of the saints and a two-edged sword in their hand to execute vengeance on the demonic nations and punishments on those peoples, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute on them this written judgment. This honor have all his saints. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Sing to him a new song. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
To see all these pains in the world. How long? Oh, tell me,
Your ass made
how
this right
long?
Your ass made this right
Shalom, brothers and sisters. I think we having some sound issues.
Shalom, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good. What about me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, you ready? We starting right now?
Yeah.
Like to say shalom, all praise to the Most High Yah. Good to have y'all on here. Love this topic. Thanking him for waking us up to know who we are. We scattered abroad, the Negroes, transatlantic slave trade, Arab slave trade. We are the true Israelites of the Bible. Shalom, shalom. The same thing that we went through back then, we are going through now. And I'd like to introduce y'all to my friend, my love. Shalom to her. She's right beside me right now.
Shalom.
Indeed, man. This is definitely a strong topic, you know what I'm saying? And it's one that it needs to be discussed more. A lot of times when we bring up things that our ancestors went through and things that we went through today, it gets shunned with propaganda, you know, media propaganda, or from just beliefs, even from our own people, that the things that happened in the past doesn't matter and that is insignificant. And little do people know the very things, like you said, that our people went through before, we still going through them now. It's just that the way that is happening now and being perpetuated now is through a different means. Back then, we look at footage and we reflect on things that happened back then. We see how it happened back then. And in few instances, and well, I won't say a few, in many instances, it's still happening the same way now. You understand? But it's more systemic, the way it's being practiced and perpetuated against our people. And so this is just an attempt to highlight those things so that we could be prompted to cry out to the Most High. This is not to try to focus on the things. Well, it's not to try to elevate those things, you know what I'm saying, or to make those things an excuse. It's to highlight these things so that we can know what we need to do in light of those things that's happening. So I look forward to this, and we got some good things to bring out. Go ahead, Brother Kadar. You want to greet the chat?
Yeah, you put it up. I agree. Shalom, shalom. Kadar, Yah, Dodo Zion. Shalom, sister. Shalom, Sheba Yah. How you doing, sister? Shalom, Adaria. Shalom, how you doing? Ready to bring that word. Anayana Coleman, shalom. How you doing, sister? I know it's late. A lot of people ain't up, but I hope y'all I hope people look at this video when it comes out, because we're going to see the same thing that we went through back then, we're going through now, but the difference, we're looking for our deliverance, right? We're going to see that a lot of our people understood back then that they were still in bondage. But now today, the Christians today, they don't even understand that. That's the difference.
Brother Josiah, what's going on?
What's good? What's good? How y'all doing, brothers? All praise to the Most High. Shalom to the family in the chat. What it do?
I feel like I ain't heard from you in a while.
I was finna say, you been a stranger, E. You all right? How the family?
They good, man. Praise y'all. I've been trying to get some rest. You know how that go.
Yeah. Kadar, what's up with you?
Man, I'm good, man. But I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Boy, this work been tearing me up.
You off Monday, ain't you?
Yeah, but I don't went to sleep 2 times today. 2 times today, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm fighting. I'm getting over a cold, y'all. So I was real sick.
You had COVID?
Man, I probably would have. I went to the doctor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If I went to the doctor, they would have told me I had COVID because I feel like I couldn't breathe. Sweating at night, cold, hot. Man.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Sweating.
You see the topic I just saw?
Same thing we went through back then. We're going through now. Oh, definitely. That's prophecy. That's the curses.
Wow.
Repeats itself. Yeah, of course. He said these curses will follow thee. So, of course.
What y'all think in the chat? You know, would y'all say the same things we going through now, or the same things our people went through back then? I would start by saying, of course, back then things were more blatant and more extreme. You know what I mean? In terms of you know, letting it be known that, you know, niggas ain't allowed here, blacks ain't allowed here, whites only, water fountains, and, you know, black people had to stick their heads in buckets to laugh and all this kind of stuff, you know. What would y'all say in terms of that in comparison with what our ancestors actually went through as opposed to how it is now?
You know what I would say? I would say that back then, it might sound funny, but back then we was more awoke, as in we was in bondage than now. Because, you know, a lot of stuff, you know, like you said, we'd stick our head in buckets to laugh. We couldn't go into white bathrooms and all that. But to be honest with you, if they would have kept it like that, we'd probably been better off anyway. But sticking our head in buckets, nah, that ain't right just to laugh. They probably had to kill me. But I think that we was more of awoke, as in we understood that we was in bondage. Now, our people, now we talking about Christians too. You know, I'm gonna tell you why. Why was we marching back then with Martin Luther King? Why were we saying we want equal? See, we understood we was getting oppressed, right?
Yeah.
Thing was, we went about it the wrong way, but we still understood we was being oppressed. Today, you know, it's like what's her name? Harriet Tubman said that she would have saved 1,000 more slaves if they, you know, if they would understood they was in slavery. Our people don't understand that.
But Kadar, that's what this world, so-called the Matrix, have done. It has blinded us to actually going to work, entertainment, and to forget that we're actually a slave. So you got entertainment, they throw all that stuff in front of you to keep you distracted.
Most definitely.
There was less of that then back then. When did the TV come out?
Yeah.
What would y'all say to people who would say that in terms of opportunities and what our people can do now in terms of accomplishments and making money, things like that? There's no excuse. What would y'all say to people who would say that?
Well, the thing is that, see, the problem is you can go out here, you can get a good job. Like I drive trucks, CDL, right? You know, you would be classified. Oh, he makes, man, you know, good money, 80,000 to 100,000 a year, right? But however, that is not. I mean, I have no ownership, right? Even though let's say I start my own trucking company, right? Still, even though I said this is my trucking company, I still have Esau above me. So whatever I do, what the scriptures say, whatever I do, I got to go back to my enemies. Why do we as a people have to pay for lights, water, even food? More or less, you have to pay for rent. You'll never own a house in the United States if you buy a house. You say, well, I pay my house off, but if we don't pay the taxes, they can take it. So when people say, well, you better off now, right? They'll say that. Now, when you look at what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, now our little success that we have today don't even compare. In 1924, I believe, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You had a whole black city, didn't have to ask the white people for nothing. Look what they did to him. What happened to Bill Cosby? He's a rich man. He gonna buy NBC. Look what happened to him. So when we, just like the video, I think Eric I sent to you, the little boy was right. And we're talking about the jobs. He said the black guy, the preacher, was saying, you know, oh, we're gonna get trained on the job and you move up and loud. He said, I don't believe that. He said a white man's gonna keep you where he got you. And guess what? He is exactly right. Now he said that back in the late with 1968. We living in 2025, and this is exactly what's going on. The same thing happened then and happening now. They're gonna keep you where you at. They're not gonna let you go above. And you see, even though you got rich, so-called rich black people in basketball, in acting or whatever, politics, but guess what? They have to yield to them. They have to do what they say, because if they don't, you know what's gonna happen to them? They're gonna lose everything. And that's what I would love to. I would love somebody to come and talk to me about that.
And what do y'all think about people that say that to us better then, better now, we got more opportunities then? I think they are saying that to cope with the oppression. What do you think?
I would say I would agree in terms of mobility, things we can do. However, when you look at warfare, that was a tactic. I've always said that the opportunities we have now replace the unity and the togetherness that we had back then. You know, like Kadar said, back then our people had more of an awareness, you know, more of a unity, and things were done systemically to break that. No matter how many opportunities we have economically, financially, whatever, without a centralized means of a culture and a heritage is really not a non-factor. That's why they call us liquid. Everything that we profit economically, it leaves us and goes to other demographics. So what we call opportunity is just really us making more money, you know, as a means to better and empower other demographics. Even though we making the money and we able to do things, that falls into the what the scripture is saying. I'm gonna pull up a passage, but what you think, bro? I'm gonna pull up a passage on that.
Yeah, you made a good point. Even though we in the positions to make more money, but guess what? We don't love one another. So to be honest, y'all, I would rather be in the state of the 60s as we've been together as a people than me making more money and having more. As long as I had something to eat, to survive, to stay awake, that's the problem. Because when they allow that to happen, what happened to our people? We forgot about our home. We forgot about each other. So yeah, that's a great point that you made, Eric. Even though we have more money, but guess what? We're not together. And even though things seem like it's better, it goes back to the 60s, 50s, and even back to slavery. They can kill you and not go to jail. I mean, come on, man. That's what they did back then. They doing it now. Or they do cop kill, they might get 5 years. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
At the most.
To be honest with you, white supremacy has us chasing after money. They have us chasing after money. Because we're the ones doing all the spending. The more we chase, the more we spend with them. And what do black people do? Who they show off in front of? Black people get money to show off in front of other black people.
Yeah, or to prove to white people that, you know, we can afford whatever they dishing out. Because remember, if you look at the history of that, right?
Yeah.
You can go and see where they would price things in a way and charge us for things in a way because we felt like being able to afford certain things was important. So they catered to that. I don't know if y'all remember Shaquille O'Neal. He told a story one time about how he went into this, it may have been a Bentley shop or something like that. You know, and I'm just throwing that out there. But it was some type of vehicle, high price, exotic vehicle. He went in there and he wanted to buy one of them, right? A guy asked him, "Hey man, you sure you can afford all of this?" You know, and he said that in his pride, he took offense to that and said, "What? And, man, you know what? Let me buy two." So he bought two. You see what I'm saying? We think however much money we can spend on something means or determines something, but to them, that's a tactic. You know what I mean? Why not finesse you into buying two? Why, you know, if you're an NBA player, why would I even ask you that?
Yeah, you're right. Now he bought two.
Just to prove that he could afford them. So he took that as a prideful challenge, and that's the mindset that our people have.
Mhm.
You know, we'll go out of our way to spend our money, man, with people. We'll go through whatever. We'll go through whatever confrontation or whatever just to spend our money. Whatever hell, you know. Look at this. This Baruch 3:8. It say, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us." Hold on, Kadar coming back. Say when he connect his mic. So it says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahuwah Elohim, or the Lord our God." So we in captivity to this day, this very day, where the Most High scattered us. So wherever we are, you can be in Europe somewhere right now. If you're a Negro, you paying bills. Everybody paying bills. That's the nature of the beast. Even their own people, they have subject. So let alone us, right? So to this day, we subject to payments. We got to pay for basic things that the Most High provided for our people freely, right? He said, now I want to show you the comparison. I'm going to show you the comparison. I got Baruch 3:8 here, and over here, I'm going to pull up Deuteronomy chapter 28. Deuteronomy 28. All right. Right here. Deuteronomy 28. Hold on. I don't know if you can see if Kadar back in, bro. Hold up.
Do what?
I don't know if you can see if Kadar is back in or not. Hold on.
He came in. It said 3. And he went back out.
Okay. All right. So Baruch 3:8 says, "We are yet this day in our captivity, where the Most High scattered us for a reproach and a curse."
Okay, there you go right there.
He back.
Yeah, there you go right there.
I don't see him. Yeah, I don't know how you cut this thing go. Yeah, I don't see him back there in the background. check it out.
Yep.
It says, "Yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments," right? "According to all the iniquities of our fathers." So the reason we subject to these payments, the reason we scattered, the reason we paying light bills and water bills and air bills and whatever kind of bill you can think of, anything they can charge you for, when the Most High said the earth was created for Israel's sake, is because of the iniquities of our fathers, right? And our continued iniquities. Now watch this, Deuteronomy 28:45. "Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou
Right there, you go
hearkened."
right there.
Hold up. All right.
Man,
Good.
I don't know what happened. Good God Almighty. I had to work on that. But yeah, I'm good now, I believe.
Watch this. It says, "Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee," right? "And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Because thou servest not Yahweh thy Elohim with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and nakedness and in thirst and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee." So, because we didn't serve the Most High with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, he made us serve our enemies, right? In hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. What's going to happen if you don't pay that rent?
Put out.
Kicked out.
You get that 30-day notice.
Oh, it's 30 days in Chicago. Where you from?
Yeah, it's 30 days up here. Well, how many days out there? It's less out there?
That's nice.
What is it out there?
It's the month you don't pay. You got about 15 days from the month first.
God Almighty. I think
Man, what is up there?
30 days too. In North
It's
Carolina.
30 days over here.
They give you
They ain't playing Texas.
They'll take you to court. I say court. They'll
Yeah.
take you to court and if you have 30 days, they'll take you to court. You better be getting your stuff out.
You actually got 60. You actually got 60 days because you gotta go to court. Then the court gotta do it.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to go through that whole process. But
You gotta go through that process. So, but you should be packing up though.
Yeah.
coming up with that dough.
Or coming up with the dope. Most times out there, I've seen people came up with it and still get put out.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with them.
They don't want to deal with you no more because you can't pay the rent.
But then this is what we subject to.
Yep.
If you got your own plot, your own inheritance, who you paying to stay? What rent you paying?
You're not.
But guess what? You're gonna have a whole lot of people paying you.
Mm-hmm.
That's us being the lenders. Right now we're the borrowers. That's a curse.
Yep. And in thirst and in nakedness. We depend on these jobs for all of our needs.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't work, then you pretty much you stuck out. You know?
So true.
And that's what it's all about. America is the corporation. the way we live in this society is not even really fit for anything godly. That's why if you serving the Most High in a society like this, in a world like this, it's like you battling uphill in everything. You know? And it's almost like you standing alone in everything. Because everything this society promotes and upholds is contrary to the Most High. And it's a shame our people can't see that. You still got this religion in the forefront of all this, Christianity. And you look at the very things that we're talking about is rooted right in the churches. Coming right from the top. This Deuteronomy telling us that we're going to be serving our enemies, and that's what we're doing. And Baruch told us we subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers. So we in this position because of that. But you got people saying that it's better now, you know, things are better now than it was back then, you know. And I don't know about that. I'm gonna try to queue up this video that you sent. Did you put it in the messenger too, Kadar?
No, but I can.
Yeah, if you can do that, because
Okay, I'm gonna do it now.
Hey, Eric, that's why Jeremiah 16 and 19, that's why that makes so much sense. Because I see how you went to Baruch and said how we inherit the iniquity of our fathers, and you went to Deuteronomy to show how the iniquity of the father is going to be passed on to the children. But when you look at Jeremiah 16 and 19, it says that our fathers have inherited lies. So the Gentiles shall come from the ends of the earth and say that our fathers have inherited lies, things there's no profit. So our fathers, they went after strange gods or idols. And that's how we really end up in this mess. Because we inherit that too. Because what he say? We're going to be scattered among the people and serve their gods.
yeah.
So that would make us Gentiles too, right?
Yeah, did y'all read that passage? Let me see. I think it's in Matthew. Let me see. Hey, give me a second, y'all.
Hey, Kadar, who was that baby
What baby?
you had earlier?
I ain't no baby. Oh, who spoke? Oh yeah, that was Kamisia. She said shalom. Baby.
Oh. I heard you.
Baby. Oh yeah. I get what you saying. I think you talking about a baby. That's a good one.
Yeah.
No, that was Kamisia. I'm like, baby, what baby?
So now I ain't got no baby. I ain't talking about that baby.
All right, check this out. Matthew 18 and 15. Are y'all familiar with this? Y'all probably are.
Yeah. Yep.
It says, moreover,
Don't be like a heathen man. Yep.
it says, moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that at the mouth of two witnesses or at the mouth of three witnesses shall the matter be established. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the assembly. But if he neglect to hear the assembly, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. Now, this is referring to the brother, your brother.
But your brother's anybody that believe in Christ. You got to show who your brother is, bro. Your brother's anybody that believe in Christ. What scripture says the brother is Israel or your kinfolks?
What scripture?
Yeah. Yep.
It says your brother is Israel kinfolk. Leviticus 19, 17 to 20.
Yep. Romans 9. My kinsman according to the flesh or according to the circumcision.
I think Acts 3. Is that Acts 3 or Acts 13? It's answering that question about it's like a response to when Christians ran to Israel as in being all the nations shall be saved through Abraham.
I've been dealing with that lately too.
Oh, really?
And it makes so much sense. Yeah, it makes so much sense. No, notice that they only deal with Abraham. They don't want to pass it off to Isaac and Jacob.
You go to
I know why
Genesis 28, it destroys it. Yeah.
Yes, it destroys it. I know they don't want to do that.
Yeah, like
it's a game they playing, y'all.
Yeah.
Just Abraham, like the covenant to get passed down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because actually Jacob was told something a little bit more differently than Abraham was told. And they don't like to read that.
Right. Shalom, Sister Pam. Torah training kids. Shalom. My grandson loved that channel. Elijah. Oh my God. He said, Papa, they look like me and my sister.
Yep, shalom. So here's a video under fair use. We'll get into some things just showing how things back then are the same way they are now. You know, and we're going to deal with it, fair use.
You want to know what in the hell a ghetto was like? You want to know what in the hell it's like to live on the stinking west side of Chicago? Well, me and my little black brother are going to show you, Whitey. Watch this.
I'm Dave Dugan, and we've invited a cross-section of concerned citizens to a meeting in Chicago. Our question is this: will anything move the white man and mobilize the black man to end the domestic war and bring about a constructive peace?
First off, I want to know what is it about Chicago, man? Because if you look at now, right, Chicago is known for being violent, you know, a lot of violence. You know, I know a few people who from Chicago that tell me it's just like anywhere else. You know, of course you got your places that's sort of amped up, but what is it about Chicago from then to now that Chicago is stigmatized as one of the worst cities?
Josiah, there you go, Josiah.
I always that's a good question. That very is a good question because you can go to Detroit, you can go to Atlanta, you can go to, and it's the same shit. But a lot of things you can look back, like Chicago Fire. You can look at the gangs that started, and they said that the gangs started here, and then they said it was like a ripple effect. So I'll just say when Larry Hoover and what's his name? Damn, I'm gonna get in trouble. I don't know his name. when they broke apart, that's the point, like because the gangs in Chicago was all about neighborhoods at first, but it turned into kill each other and stuff like that. So Chicago is known from the gang. That's where it started from. But a lot of famous people came up here too.
I've heard the
Oh
history.
yeah, I heard that too. You heard what he say? Chicago was founded by a black man.
Yeah, Shalom, Yanakota. And with that in mind, right, Chicago being founded, you know, you look at the Renaissance area, the era. You know, Chicago was one of the cities that was jumping. You know what I mean? It was founded by a black man. I'm vaguely aware of that history, but I'm also aware that anything tied to our people or rooted to our people, they demonize it, you know, especially if they can't fully take it over. Is Chicago one of them cities where gentrification happened a lot in a lot of different places? Do y'all know?
No,
It's not.
nope. Same conditions in Chicago. If that's the case, then niggas would have been out the city.
It's something about Chicago, man. Because I know even down here in Texas, you know, South Dallas for a long time was known as a bad area, quote unquote. And true enough, if you go through there, you got your nonsense going on. Martin Luther King Boulevard, Malcolm X Boulevard intersecting. You know what I'm saying? So you put two and two together from there. But at the same time, while those areas are being stigmatized as negative, you got a lot of gentrification going on, or you have a lot of things being done to try to move black people out. Because if you go to South Dallas, historically, it's like a well-known, a reputable area. Got a lot of old-fashioned homes, you know, big homes too. A lot of them vacant, or I haven't been to Dallas in some years, but when I was there, a lot of them were vacant. But then you look at the flip side of that, you see them trying to buy up land and buy up territory. You got Fair Park, you know, down there in the midst of that. Every year they got if y'all familiar with college, they got the Texas OU game, Texas and Oklahoma game. Right down there. That's where they have it. You know, they may have moved it recently, but that's you know where it was known. And so for a long time, you would have people getting their cars towed, because you know how Negroes are. That's an easy come up, bro. You can throw on a orange shirt or a high yellow shirt, act like you're a parking attendant, and just have people parking in a empty space and charging them $20. That's what the Dolphins was doing in South Dallas during the Texas OU game. So white folks coming out there and their cars towed. But when you think about Chicago, man, that's why I asked that, because is it something they want? Is Chicago a place that white people want and just can't really have like that, or is it just one of them places? I don't know if y'all got anything else to add. I'm gonna play the video for you.
The place we've chosen to ask that question is Chicago.
My name is Russ Meek. I am a writer, a musician, a poet, and I live in the black ghetto on Chicago's west side. This somewhat imposing building, the Chatfield Apartments, is my daily abode. I am one of those who love Stokely Carmichael. I am one of those who believe that nonviolence is the philosophy of the fool, and that we are a new breed, a class of black men and women who would rather die on our feet than live on our knees. This is also a street where people live. This is not Washington Street, this is Maypole Street. When I was a kid, a maypole meant a festive celebration. And I think of drowning people being told, don't try to swim. And when you look at this street, you wonder about the man on the stoop. You see him in his red shirt, and you ask him, how are things going, as I did, and he'll tell you, not so good. This too is my neighborhood, where my black brothers and sisters live and die. And this guy, he's just back from Vietnam 4 or 5 days ago. And when we talked, he told me one thing sure, that not like MacArthur, he will not return. What are they fighting for? Well, maybe for these guys, these Madison Street merchants, these exploiters of my people. Yeah, and look, not only do they exploit us, but they also have fringe benefits, like that. I bet their daughter would never marry a nigger, because her daddy would lynch him. And here's the liquor store, along with the bars. White owners? Yeah. White managers? Yeah. But then black power works too. Ask A&P. These guys are now managers. Yeah, that's right. And why? Not for humanitarian motives, but because black power stepped in. Gee, look at this. They sell everything in the way of food. How about those garbage cans? Last week I saw a young black boy, about 7 years old, eating from them. Yeah.
Hey, what would you say, like that part, right, where you talked about the black managers, right? And he's saying that happened because black power stepped in, right? What's your thoughts on that?
Say what now?
Where he went through the whole rundown about all of the businesses in the black community. He talked about the liquor stores and the bars, how they're black owned, right? And how everything is owned by, I mean, not black owned, how they're white owned, and how all the management is white in these establishments.
Mm-hmm.
Then he comes to this store here, and you see you got black people, and he's saying they're in management. And he's saying that happened because black power stepped in. What's your thoughts on that?
Black Panthers probably stuck in. That's in Chicago. I wonder, is he talking about the Black Panthers stepping in and they making a power structure? Well, I'm gonna say somewhat a power structure during their time before they was, separated or departed from one another through, the FBI, whatever. I would say that was them taking charges of that area during that time, or have someone or somebody that's taking charge of that area. But we know that didn't stand too long. So by them even having a brief moment taking that charge, we still know that Esau was above them, even though they so-called was in management of that. So because a black person's in management or running a business, that we know for a fact by history and within our own experiences, they're still not going to treat their own people right, according to the way they treat, the white establishment. So I would say if black people is in management, are they a coon or that was the Black Panthers had something to do with this to get that going on during that time.
When this documentary, what year was it based in?
68, I believe.
68.
Mhm.
So the reason I asked that is when he said Black Power stepped in, right?
Uh-huh.
Affirmative action. What year are we talking about when it took a full head? Around what year?
Affirmative action. Let me see.
Like around let me look it up. Affirmative action in its current form began in 1961.
Yeah. You know what? They sure weren't operating then. But yeah. To our benefit, they didn't operate then, you know.
Well, I guess that's when you want to talk about our people fighting and actually, standing
Mhm.
on the front line, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I guess in the process of that, certain bills were passed, and because of that, you start to see certain Black people and certain corporations move up.
So
And
I'll ask you a question, brother. You think affirmative action goes along with the civil rights?
it's a byproduct of it.
Okay, the reason I ask you that, cause which I'm not so big proud of, because I ain't did nothing with it in this country. But when I took up criminal justice, one of the things that we learned that the civil rights movements were passed in 1865. So the country broke their own laws over 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you look at the civil rights movement of the 60s, that was pretty much a response to the Jim Crow period. That was like the end of the Jim Crow period. So you had 100 years of Jim Crow with civil rights being fought for, during and even a little bit before that time, during that time, 100 years of that led us into the civil rights period. So when you look at affirmative action around 1961, right? The civil rights movement actually started like in 55, 50 something.
It was up in there. It was already started before Martin Luther King got on board. But the thing is, they was protesting because remember, it was past 1865, right after we came out of chattel slavery. And then you got Jim Crow. So you got a people that's supposed to be going to jail, prison right now. When in 1965 they finally promoted it, right? So
Yeah.
you got 100 years. What about these people that's in these uh, political parties that fought against that when it was passed in 1865? You got 100 years. The descendants of these people are supposed to be locked up.
Yeah.
You're breaking your own laws. I'm just saying. That's their own laws.
Yeah. So this video is pretty much that's why that caught my attention when he said that, because how would somebody with no understanding interpret that? They would say, no, these brothers worked hard and did it on their own, which they did. But that's what a lot of our people were doing or trying to do even prior to this time. Work hard and have our own. And they were able to do that up to a certain extent. That's the history they don't want us to know about our people here. Josiah, you got any thoughts, bro? I don't know if you're speaking, you muted out. All right, fair use.
Humanitarian motives, but because Black Power stepped in. Gee, look at this. They sell everything in the way of food. How about those garbage cans? Last week I saw a young black boy, about 7 years old, eating from them. Yeah, in the midst of plenty, they starve. But here we see them telling jokes to colored kids. Oh, yes, that's what they said. I said, what are you teaching them? They said, oh, nothing, we're telling jokes. And around the corner, they eat out of garbage cans. Hey, this guy don't miss many a meal. He's a little con man, yet he has the dignity of futility. He graduated from the back alley blues and came around to the walk, the street. See those cars passing by? Want me to tell you why? They're the colors of the flag, blue and white. And the Gestapo keeps going by and by. Here are the young guys who we might say are the counterparts of the garbage cans. Yeah, that's right. Their little baby black soul brother eating out of a garbage can, but listen what they've got to say. Dr. King, Whitney Young, Roy Wilkins, Reverend Henry Mitchell, do you speak for them? Hell no.
And I'm just for violence, that's all. I'm tired of it.
Prayed too long.
I'm tired of it. We just beg and beg and beg, and he keeps saying no, 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 no. I'm tired of it.
The white man gave me everything now that he has deprived me of, my people of, for the past 400 years. I could still not forget the slavery that he has taken my people through for 310 years.
Then in other words, there's no compromise.
That's right. There has to be complete separation.
That's it.
So I think about that. Y'all there? What y'all think about that?
Think about right there when it's talking about right here. Let me look at that now. Can you wind that first, the last part back right here when it's talking about this building right here?
So
Right
brother
here.
eating out of a garbage can, but listen what they've got to say. Dr. King, Whitney Young, Roy Wilkins, Reverend Henry Mitchell, do you speak for them? Hell no.
And I'm just for violence, that's all. I'm tired of it.
Prayed too long.
I'm tired of it. We just beg and beg and beg, and he keeps saying no, 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 no. I'm tired of it.
The white man gave me everything now that he has deprived me of, my people of, for the past 400 years. I could still not forget the slavery that he has taken my people through for 310 years.
Then in other words, there's no compromise.
That's right. There has to be complete separation.
All right. So this is the thing. I want y'all to look at this. Now, I got another video pulled up. Probably not on this show, but it's another video show the separation we had during the time of Jim Crow. Even Jim Crow, everybody look at it and then very segregated. But however, how did we love one another and build these cities during the time of Jim Crow? Now, how in the world when we become integrated, right? This is why I love this video. We was integrated now, right? Why are we still talking about the same stuff we talking about today? Look what he said. He said that we need to be separated. Why? Because look what they doing to us. All we want to do is be left alone, make our money and live. But in our time, we're looking for our savior. We're looking for to be out of this, them to pay us reparations so we can go home. But during this time, they was looking for legal rights. These brothers said, I'm tired of this. Everything they had to do is just like the scripture said. We had to go to the white man. That's what they saying. Now they say we want to be separated. What do the scriptures tell Israel to be? Be ye what? Separate.
Yep. Be separate.
And come out of her and be ye separate. Exactly. Yep.
Notice he said complete separation. They were already separated.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, that was really prior to the time of when they started to push integration. Well, if you saying 68, that was already during the time they were, sort of integrated.
Integrating, yeah, that was integrating. That's why he's saying that, and he making so much sense, man. Why can't our people see that what's going on? Man, I love this video. This video has so many nuggets. Cause guess what, y'all? If whether you believe you Israel or not, all you have to do is look at the struggles and be honest.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that today in Christianity. If you want to call yourself a Christian, go ahead. It don't mean nothing. But however, tell the truth about what's going on. That's all you got to do. If we can just do that, we'll be good. That's that lie. Oh, these people, they love us. Really? No, they don't. No, they don't. I got a guy that work with me. This guy just started working, and his truck had an engine light on. He told them he ain't gonna drive the truck and engine light on until they fix it. And they, we got other trucks. He said, nah, he ain't gonna drive them. He want to drive his truck and set out of work. Man, if I did something like that, man, that'll fire. If I do that right now, I'm fired. That's crazy. Oh, ain't not nobody. But yeah, that's what he did, and they did not fire this man. Of course, he was one of them. So I'm just giving you an example. Even today, we cannot operate in the way they operate. They are in power. I understand that. So why are we lying? And that's what we're doing. If you ain't Christian, if you are so-called black man or woman, you are lying if you saying the justice system and everything you do is equal across the board. You're lying. You're lying.
Right. I agree with that 100%. You in denial is what you are. In full denial.
Is this a school or a meat factory? For a young man who wanted to learn about black history was told to go back to Africa. White principal, white vice principal, white counselors, black students, 1/4 of whom graduate. Gee, look at this beautiful black woman I'm talking to. Yeah, she's a college grad, a statistician, brilliant, articulate, but oh so revolutionary. Baseball diamonds are surely in the rough these days. Here they play while a dog dies in the alley. Rats eat cheese. They also eat babies. We say no more to the rats, and we say no more to you, white America. The die is cast. You shall pay for the past.
That's his neighborhood as he sees it. Mr. Meek, why do you suppose that it's actually been relatively cool in Chicago this summer? Is it because things are better in Chicago than other cities?
Well, first of all, the question of cool is relative, because what the white media and the white power structure means by cool means that on the surface they don't see anything. But there's revolutionary ferment in Chicago, perhaps more so than any other city.
Well, why hasn't it erupted, sir?
That's a question you might ask the white folks. See, because we don't go around advocating riots. We advocate revolution. And a revolution takes the form that's necessary for it to be victorious. See, you might ask Reverend Mitchell, because he has a vigilante force out there in our neighborhood, he says, patrolling the streets to keep the niggers quiet.
Well, Reverend Mitchell is here, and you did mention him in your film, too. I think we should right now go to Reverend Mitchell. You can stand, sir, if you'd like. It's easier, I think.
Yes. My name is Reverend Mitchell, president of the North Star United Missionary Workers of America on the Chicago West Side. The Bible says, let every man be persuaded by his own opinion, but don't let it be a gut one. We realize and understand that there are problems amongst the Negro community more so than any other community. The aim of our organization is to sit down and study the problem and take the proper approach to try and solve the problem.
For those from out of town, sir, could we just quickly clarify what your committee does? Do you work in the same neighborhood that Mr. Meek lives in?
Yes,
the West Side?
West Side, national-wide. We own the entire state of Illinois.
Well, do you have a different program than, say, Mr. Meek does?
Well, our program is not hate.
It is not hate?
No, sir. Our program is to try to solve the problem with love.
Well, let me say something clearly, because horse and buggy techniques don't work in the jet age. And what Reverend Mitchell, when he says Christian love, it means Uncle Tomism.
I'm Helen Brandenburg. I'm a lay speaker for the Methodist Church. I have a daughter, and when she was 18, she represented the United States as a history major. And she's been at Columbia University. And she met a young boy who is an all-A student at Columbia. He is a Negro boy. They are both 19 years old, and they have just been married. His mother is from White Plains, New York. His father is a doctor. Now, I have the most wonderful... Oh, I just think that the new world is going to be wonderful. These are 19-year-old boys and girls. They are married. They love each other. My daughter has been raised as a Methodist. For 20 years, I have served the Salvation Army at Camp Lake, Wisconsin. And there, my daughter has learned to be with little Negro children and love them. And I never thought anything about her marrying one. I have 5 children. I have a Methodist minister, and he has is 28 years old. He's the youngest boy in the Rock River Conference, and he has just married a Chinese girl who is herself also a missionary.
So you believe in Christian love, then, as the Reverend does?
Well, this is what our children are doing today. This is a wonderful thing that we can look forward to. America, 19-year-old children.
How that promoting that, and you see what she's saying here, what was going on in 68, which is probably started before then, but not as much as during the time. And so she's pushing that, but you got to understand that these white folks can see that their people are being, they can't have kids like we have kids. So you see why they pushing that, even back in 68.
Yeah. Plantation Christianity. Did y'all hear when the black preacher said that our organization is not hate? Right? We want to solve the problem with love. Why is it whenever things are pointed out in the light of truth, now it's perceived as hate?
Hate don't mean hate. Okay.
Because at the end of the day, they got a recompense coming to them.
Zuriah is
one with that mustache.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was gonna say this lady looked like she's supposed to have a mustache.
Who, this white lady?
Yeah, like she shaves or something.
A mustache.
Yeah.
But this right here is going to get good, man. Especially when my boy get up there. This is great.
Y'all see some of the same talking points though.
Yeah, same thing.
She promoting the interracial thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Her son married a Chinese woman, he said. But a lot of white men are doing that. But they don't like their own white women.
No, they don't.
I keep telling y'all, white women and white men, they don't like each other like that.
No.
They don't. Just go look at how much they offing each other and eliminating each other.
Mm-hmm.
Why they telling you every 5 minutes a black woman getting deleted? That's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
What about all them white men that's killing black women?
Yep. Black women still want him. That's all I'm saying. Talking about he look good. Yeah.
I'm not surprised they're killing them either. They've been doing it.
Yeah, they've been doing it. And then you gotta look at them looking at y'all like you my slave. They don't even like
it's more dominant.
Man, stupid. Like what? I don't give them no props. Period. Nothing. Nada.
Don't they know every time they make love is role play?
Yeah, they don't
they ain't
get
even
that.
playing role play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's automatic the slave.
You're looking at them, yeah, or how they did us. They wanted us so bad. I remember I seen a slave movie where the white woman basically raped the Negro. That's how bad they want us. And say, you better do it, and if you don't do it, I'm gonna tell my daddy. And he had to. And he just sat there basically and let her do everything. It's really sickening.
Yeah.
Then these black guys talking, oh, that white girl fine, or oh, that white boy is cute. What?
Man, look.
I'm not giving props to them. Them jokers hate you.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. The sisters who be meeting up with these white dudes,
Yeah, like them white dudes
online because y'all think they got money and all that to pay you and this and that. Y'all need to understand these white dudes are getting with you to let off steam and frustration because the white women they with took everything they had and got them going through all kinds of hell. Got them living in a 1-bedroom apartment and paying the mortgage in the 4-bedroom house while she banging his best friend or she banging a pool guy. So he letting off steam. He meeting up with you, and he taking all that frustration out on you. So your ass come up missing.
Yeah, and kill you in 1.0 time. But yet and still, these black women still looking at these white boys. Stupid.
You meet up.
Everything.
You meet up with Mountain Man, and then you
Nigga boy.
We was watching this video called "The Last Black Man on Earth."
Dog.
Man, it was so funny, man. Send it to my messenger, babe. We'll play it later on. But
Last black man on Earth.
What you mean? He last black man in front of white people?
Yeah, like all the black people gone. He the only black dude.
Oh hell no. How you think he act,
Zulu, ain't he?
He'll be a coon just to survive, wouldn't he?
Man.
Come on, man. He wouldn't be a coon. Who would be a coon? Who would call him a coon?
Man.
Ain't none of his people there.
Look, Golden Man seen it.
Oh, y'all already seen it.
It's a short film. I bet it is.
Bro.
What? Wait, he died in the first scene or something?
No, they said we need him to for his DNA, and you got all these white women standing outside his apartment.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. He said we need his DNA.
Look, they all lined up. They lined up down the street. They showed the scene. They all lined up down the street. I said, wow. Fair use.
Who are students at Columbia, who have they have learned about religion from their parents, and yet this is what it has been interpreted to them, to love one another. They're going to grow up and raise children, and that's what America will be.
This boy back here?
Yeah.
Well, that looks like the boy that was in the film, I believe.
Yes, I'm one of them. My name is Reginald Dobbs. I live at 3319 Maple, one of the ghettos areas that was pointed out in the film. I'd like to direct a question to Reverend Mitchell.
Man, these young dudes got some old souls, man. Like, do that seem like a young dude? That dude seem like he, you know what I'm saying?
Why are you talking like this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Josiah's uncle. Uncle. He own it, ain't he? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
He own it. I love this man. This is the best part right here. I've seen in my life, man. I'm gonna be honest. I love
it. The grand finale right here.
Said it like
yeah, she do like a man when you look at her. She like she got a
I
go.
promise you, y'all ran to somebody like that look like that in real life too.
Run that
Everybody
back.
did.
It really got to me like a man.
Hey, we all thought that as soon as we seen her, like, man, what is
She
that?
got a line on her mustache. You see the
Yeah.
line? I'm like, dang.
It seemed like it went down to her chin.
Yeah, like go to. She got
Let
one
me
of
see,
them.
yeah.
She like one of them.
Outline or something.
Yeah.
What's that football player? He played for the New York Jets back in the day. She like Joe Namath. That's who she look like. Talking about married black guy. Yeah, right. Like Joe Namath standing up there. But right, these young boys had some wisdom to be that age, man. They were.
I know.
And that shows how, huh?
What kind of wisdom is this? Is it wisdom like going to school, studying, or is it wisdom against like oppression, or like actually how reality basically?
Reality, and they didn't go against what they see, what they saw, what was going on. Yeah,
they didn't get. They wasn't programmed. They wasn't programmed. Yep.
Yeah, matter of fact, he gonna say that too.
Yep.
It's funny you mentioned that too, because even in education during this time, this was a lot of stuff that our young black kids was being taught in schools. Revolutionary type stuff. They was being taught to, be proud about being black and, that kind of stuff. It's crazy what they did to the education system, because I majored in education. So they basically pulled a move on the education system. This is why when you see this young brother right here, you don't see young brothers in school or even just in your community with this type of spirit.
No.
It's
They so
so
caught up in this world, man. Young brothers like them today so caught up in this world, man, like with fashion, they ain't talking about like this. They think the white boy and the white girl they friend.
Man. Shalom, good life. Put that link in the chat, Turbo and Yanakota.
One of the ghettos areas that was pointed out in the film. I'd like to direct a question to Reverend Mitchell. Do you think that we will be satisfied with the jobs they are giving us?
Yes, son, I think so. Simply because we are asking that you be trained on the job, and they start you off with a certain salary starting rates, and you would be promoted up to the maximum of the job.
No, I don't believe that. The white man is gonna keep you where he got you. You're not going no higher than he wants you to go. And we ain't gonna settle for nothing but all the way. And about this violence and non-violence, I'm for violence. Because we have pleaded for the last 400 years.
What would you say to a young
Hold on, stop it
boy
right
like
there.
that? Because this happens to be, coincidentally, the
Now, why did he say 400 years? And what year is this?
Yeah, this, I think.
So why is that number?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
My fault.
No, you go ahead.
I was finna say, I think 400 was more back then, like now, is more of a concept of time. That our people was just was geared to 400 years. Nobody ever asked, where did the 400 years come from? Where did the idea of the 400 years come from?
But somehow they knew that we was coming up on 400 years. That's like it's in our spirit, right?
Yeah.
I know that.
Why did he say that?
Yeah. I heard Muhammad Ali said it back in the day of plenty of time.
Yeah. Like, why not 500?
Yeah.
Not
300.
401.
300.
399.
Yeah, 300, 350.
Yeah, let's say 350.
It's like everybody seem to always say 400.
Yeah, where he starting from too? What that was 1960? Where he comes from?
Okay, boy. 16, 19, I think, but you know, I don't know. Yeah.
But these young dudes, man, they kind of, you know, you don't see that now with the younger generation.
Young man in the group that Mr. Meek said you did not speak for him. How would you talk to a young boy like that?
Well, I would say I would definitely have to use the Bible, Mr. Duncan.
No, I don't want to hear that.
Well, this is my only way.
I ain't no Uncle Tom.
Well,
See?
salvation
You
is
can't
free, son.
brainwash me.
Jesus said, first ye
Okay.
seek the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you.
Heaven is on earth, mind you, brother.
Yeah. Let me see.
Hey, look at him on the background.
You have anything more? How about the other
Yeah.
lad?
Where you gonna go when we start revolution? Whose side are you gonna be on? Are you still gonna be on your knees begging for us jobs?
I will, as Mr. Meek said, he wouldn't just die standing on his feet rather than to die on his knees. I will die standing up for God, regardless of any circumstance.
Watch this. Watch you get
Has
cut.
God ever told you to let this white man rule you like he is?
Well, young man, you first must be born again. God is a
No, I
spirit.
ain't born again. I ain't got to be born again. See, I was born in a new generation. Your mother could have brainwashed you, but can't nobody brainwash me. I'm ready. It's gonna take young boys like us to win the revolution.
Start revolution.
The white peoples realized today that they was wrong for enslaving the Negro. The great mass. May I finish? I waited. Why, if you so militant and so intelligent, why don't you keep your mouth shut?
I'll tell you why, Reverend Mitchell, because I'm sick and tired of you standing up there on a television camera, a black man with a white heart and a white face. You're a black Anglo-Saxon, you're a disgrace to the race to stand up about a white man loving you. Ask Medgar Evers' wife. Ask the parents of the 3 civil rights workers in Mississippi. Ask Jimmy Lee Jackson's mother. Understand? Ask Grace Louise of 5 children who was shot in the head because he's riding with a black boy in the car. You stand there and talk like an unmitigated fool.
I thought you were more intelligent.
I'm intelligent enough that I don't want to listen to your dribble.
May I finish, young man question? Son, I'm sure that the great mass of the white people realizes that they was wrong for enslaving the Negro.
Let's get this lady back here.
My name is Jean Williams, and I'm a civil rights lawyer. What has kept Chicago from erupting has been the open suppression and Gestapo-like tactics that the Chicago policemen have initiated in the black neighborhoods. Wherever there are 5 or more Negroes congregated, they move in, they break up those groups. I know what I'm talking about. They break up those groups and they shuttle everybody off to jail. Now, sooner or later, there are going to be enough families deprived of their breadwinners and their loved ones that Chicago isn't going to be cool, regardless of how much praying Reverend Mitchell does.
We have a Chicago police official here, Chicago police commander, to respond to the charge about police repression in Chicago this summer. Is there an official in the Chicago Police Department who could answer that?
Hey, Brother Eric. Now, he asked if it was a Chicago official here. Watch. None of them responded to what's been going on. The same stuff been going on then, same on now. They killing and harassing black folks for no reason. Same stuff. It's just sad. And it's like when the young boy got up and asked him, what you gonna do when the revolution starts? Whose side you gonna be? He said he gonna stand for God, right? He said
That's not answering the question though.
Yeah,
he still didn't answer the question.
Yeah, he didn't. And look what he said. He said, "So did God tell you let this white man rule you like this?" He said, first you got to be born again. What is he talking about?
Right.
He didn't answer that either.
No.
Well, him being a Christian, he can't answer that. If he would have asked me that, I could have went to the scriptures and told him and showed him how that would be happening in this time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's that's neither here nor there because he don't have that understanding, you know. I think it's a lot of things the pastor was saying, you know. I'm not gonna say they were true, but he wasn't putting it in perspective. We read where the Most High said we will be subject to our enemies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so to a degree, yes, we are in servitude to our enemies. They over us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the revolution is speaking of now, you know,
Mm-hmm.
of us waking up to who we are and eventually understanding that we got to cry out to the Most High. Christianity pretty much did what it was supposed to do. Turn our people away from the Most High. Because that's what it's doing anyway. You know, Christianity never gave our people the patience of understanding prophecy. That's why we can endure what we're enduring now. Because we understand that it's a time coming where the Most High gonna redeem us. He had that written. Christianity don't have that understanding. And so a lot of our people turn from that, you know. I think that deserves some deeper looking into. You know, because during that time, you had Islam, then you had Christianity. Islam seemed more of like the violent sort of, you know, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, whereas Christianity was made sort of subordinate, you know. I think that deserves some looking into, though. Because it's the same thing happening now. When you deal with Christians about who we are, and back then when you hear the militant side, you don't really hear people saying the Most High gonna deliver us. You hear more of a self-will type of thing, you know, the revolution, you know, we got to stand up and do this and that. Now we're saying, hey, the Most High is getting ready to deliver us, but it's met with the same reproach, the same opposition from Christianity. You know,
You're not to give comment, sir. I see. Well, let him make his one statement. That's all right. Fine. Go ahead, son.
As I was going back to see, he pointed out for me that I could go back when I want to. Go back to where? Huh?
Because you weren't free. You can go any place you like.
Go anywhere
Sir,
you
could you
want.
stand up? We can't hear you. Could you stand up over there by the microphone?
You mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? We are not Africans no more. You have raped our great-grandmothers and stuff and changed us.
Excuse me.
We are not, okay, let me finish. And gave us a name as a Negro. I am not a Negro. A Negro is a person with a slave at the man. I just want to tell you that. And don't say nothing else to me.
Sir, did you want to say something, miss? Okay.
Whoa, brother, you see that? He shut him down and said, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing else to me.
Yeah. But he being gangster with him.
Yeah, because he's about, he already told him he's about violence. Yeah, he wanted to get a hold of him. He was mad.
He said, he can put his shades on and everything. He said, don't say nothing else to me.
Hey, that white man was scared of that one.
Yeah. He didn't even want to say, look, he asked him, do you mean to Africa? He didn't want to say it.
No, he didn't want to say it. That's what he's talking about.
Man looked like Blade.
You scared of a 14-year-old boy? Come on, man. That's how much they fear us. That's crazy, man. Can't even handle the debate.
He look like he'll do something though.
Oh yeah, he will. He was mad. That
better than that Reverend over there. That you know what I'm saying, Uncle Tom Reverend. He'll do something quicker than he would.
Man, that dude's a super Uncle Tom. That dude crazy, man.
You see what Christianity make our people, man?
Yeah. Soft.
Make
What
it
y'all
soft, gay.
What y'all think about when he said the white folks today, and this was in the 1960s, right? He said the white folks today realized they was wrong. They realized what they did.
I did hear him say that.
You didn't hear him say that?
Yeah,
I think I did hear him say that.
Yeah, he said they realized they're wrong. That's why they went off on him. One dude stood up and said, "You a black man with a white heart and a white face." he said, "How they realize they wrong? They basically still killing our people. Stupid idiot." And that's the day. They don't realize they wrong. They still killing
It's like
us.
saying, yeah, it's like saying, "Oh, I'm sorry for slavery."
Yeah. But you know what, man?
What's the action behind it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what I was saying earlier. You know, they think I'm sorry is enough. You know, like I'm sorry is gonna recompense. You know, I'm sorry ain't gonna do it. Brother T say the little dude got hands, Brother Kadar.
Yeah. He ready to throw that white
He
dude.
said, "Don't say nothing else to me." That was a threat. No, don't say nothing else to me now.
Hey,
I'm told
man,
you.
he was hot when he told him to go back to where he came from.
You shouldn't have said that.
Are you talking about the African?
You know what? These little dudes back then, this was Chicago, right? So
Yep.
When you look at the Midwest, Philadelphia, the East Coast, back then they had like black dojos and you know, black training. Like they used to train, you know what I mean, training how to fight. So a lot of them young dudes from that era, from that time, they did have hands. That's why when you look at a lot of the boxers and all that was well known, they came from them areas.
Yep. A lot of people in Chicago know how to fight. I don't know about the guns now, but
Ohio and Philadelphia and all
Detroit, all that area. Yep.
So it's some that they had that back then, and now you don't see none of that stuff no more. You know, it's probably been since the 80s where they had like a black dojo or something like that. Now they have our young brothers killing each other. Yeah. The white man's really, yep, for real, they did. You know?
How was that little boy, that young guy still living there?
I wonder how old he is. Well, wait. That'll be 60. Oh, he probably be probably passed away.
Not really, because I'm born in 72. So let's say 4 years from now, if he's 14, he's 18 years old.
He probably
I'm 52. He might be 70. My brother's age 70 or something. Man, I don't know.
Wait a minute, your older brother 70?
69 or 70, yeah.
Oh, the pastor?
Yeah.
Oh, he don't look like it at all.
Oh no, he looks young.
Wait till you turn 80. He ain't gonna look like it at all.
Nah.
Dang.
Yeah.
You seen his brother E?
Who?
Kadar.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think I've seen him.
I said, well, I think I played. No, I seen him. Yeah, he look. He don't look.
That
My
nigga look
brother,
like he's
5
uh,
looks young. He's 64, 65. You gotta see him. He looks young too. He did all kinds of drugs. Man. He did. But yeah, this guy had to be around 69, 70 years old now. If he's living the way he was going, he was militant. I don't know.
Yeah, that they was going hard back then. This was just that era, man. And I remember back when I was young, you used to see talk shows like what was that dude? Geraldo. You see Geraldo. You seen Sally Jesse Raphael. You seen Phil Donahue. They used to always have them controversial shows. You know what I mean? And they took all that stuff off the air. They took all of the empowerment things that gave black people voices and had us speaking out and expressing. They took all this stuff away. That's where a lot of they, just like today, right? That's where a lot of their content came from. Go back and look at a lot of them talk shows. Yup, Jenny Jones. Right? Morton Downey. I don't know if I remember them. But then you had what was the bald head dude? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Montel Williams.
Yeah, the man that want to be white so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, his grandma was white. We love that. That dude's stupid.
Yeah, he was like the neutralizer to all them other shows. Phil Donahue would have his show. He wouldn't really, he'll just let it be, But Montel Jordan was more of the, the one they tried to use to go against what was being propagated, go against black people pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Until it was something that affected him.
Hey, this lady back here, please.
I would like to direct one of my
Your name, please.
Mrs. Fiedler of the East Avondale Community Council, a branch of LSNA. Mr. Meek, I recognized much of your film. Is this the 3100 block of Maple?
33 and 32.
Fine. 32 was where I was raised. Looks quite familiar as it did when I lived there. Marshall School still looks the same also. And there was more than 75% colored when I went there. We got along great. Some of, all of us got along together very well. I recall very few colored and whites fighting. We were friends. When there was any arguments or fights, as there usually is, as you call it, the ghetto, we seemed to stick together. The colored stuck up for the white, and the white stuck up for the colored.
Well, they couldn't have a time like I have. They have to be all the time.
Well, what is your point,
No,
ma'am? Do you feel that the...
I arose
Yes.
from this neighborhood. I lived in the slums. I'm not ashamed of it. Nobody helped me get where I'm at. I scrub floors. I scrub floors. It doesn't make any difference. The friends that I graduated with have jobs and homes just as I have now. And they were colored. And they had a chance. They sat right next to me in class. The teacher listened to them just like she listened to me. And it was that same house that you showed me on that film. So then, I am the same as these boys here. Because I seen little white kids as well as colored kids together digging out of garbage cans. Not separately. Together, we walked the alley. We walked Madison Street. We tripped over probably the same drunks in front of Rothschilds that are still there now. So what about me? Am I a poor white person? God help me, give me mercy. I want white power then.
I'm sure you do, and you should have it, baby.
What
You
about
got it.
Broadway? What about North Street? What about Wilson Avenue?
Well, you want to let me address
Where the
myself, too?
ignorant white people are.
What about them?
We
They
have
got
a
their own
problem,
problems,
too.
baby, and I think that the white people should have white power. I'm talking about black. See,
talking to you is an exercise in futility. Let's get this clear. I'm not talking about white people. Man, you solve your problems. You use force or violence, whatever necessary,
No,
and I don't
don't.
blame you. And if I had the thing you had, I wouldn't want to give it up either.
Do we come and march and you say, look at our poor people, look at our hungry
No,
babies?
you don't have to come because we can't solve your problem. You have to
Y'all want to address this? I'm gonna let it keep running a little bit.
Yes.
get this clear. I'm not talking about white people. Man, you solve your problems. You use force or violence, whatever necessary,
No,
and I
you
don't
don't.
blame you. And if I had the thing you had, I wouldn't want to give it up either.
Do we come and march and you say, look at our poor people, look at our hungry
No,
babies?
you don't have to come because we can't solve your problem. You have to
okay.
solve your own, and we want to solve our own.
By
Understand?
violence?
Who said anything about violence? Everybody here is talking about violence, but
He
that's
said
me.
he believes
That's
in
he-
violence. I want to
Doesn't
know
he have a
why.
right to? They're going to take him in a few years and teach him to kill with the best weapons
They
available.
taught my brother to kill, too.
Okay, so
And make
ask
it
the
my
United States
debt.
government about violence, baby. They live on it. They thrive on it. They're enmeshed in it. This is the most violent society in the world that you run, baby. You hung black men up by their heads and cut their bodies to pieces. You burn women to death. Yes, I got the pictures on my wall. I was tied to a tree by the Klan and had a knife run through my body.
You never seen white people
See.
killed, though.
White people, I'm not worried
remember
about them.
Fifth Avenue and Ketty and I watched them die in front of me.
That's tough.
As a kid.
That's tough. That's tough. But we're talking about black power, black society,
That's all we hear.
divorce
So
from
you
white
wanna hear
society.
somebody else's
You were
side.
here at town meeting. Well, go home if you don't want to hear, baby. Go home. Because we don't need you.
You don't want to hear us, you go.
No.
I'll let the lady speak, because Mr. Meek is a little louder in his voice. I think this is a very interesting point, and I'm you know, it's an amazing coincidence.
So we finally get one that get in and talks about how, you know, when she was growing up, she grew up around blacks and, you know, they got along and they stuck together and all this kind of stuff. But all that's fine and cool. I've heard a lot of people say stuff like that. I've heard Thomas Sowell say that. You know, the question is, what is there to show for it? Number one. And number two, if white people and black people are sticking together, why is it that when black people speak up against what's being done to them systemically, these same white people are opposing what black people are standing up for, while telling us that we need to solve our own issues? What y'all think about that? That was an interesting exchange right there, because this is where a lot of people resort to, whether black or white, when they want to try to neutralize what you're bringing up.
She doing the same thing that the presidents and the politics say. I grew up poor just like you. Lying. That's all she's doing. Trying to make, I used to live there. You probably was a spot. But this is what they do. They'll try to say, well, I grew up poor just like you.
You grew up poor just like me, meaning what? You grew up without a father in the home?
Basically, that's what they saying. And that's what they do all the time.
But so why are they stigmatizing us for not having fathers in the home if they grew up poor just like us?
Exactly.
Because this is all divine. They don't even understand why they do the things they do. Go ask a regular white person why they hate black people, or so-called Negro. Ask them, see what they say.
It ain't gonna be because of nothing a black person did to them.
It ain't gonna be nothing because you did to them. So it don't even make sense what she's saying. She grew up poor. We're talking about somebody that been enslaved and then growing up poor.
Did a black man cause you not to your dad to get a good job? Did a black man cause you not to your parents buy a nice house or a car or get food stamps or anything? No, you don't even compare. But that's what they do.
So what do you look at when they talk about, well, you got certain black people that they got opportunities, they had chances and all that. What do you think about that? Because it's like this, right? And I may have given this example before. It's like if Brother Kadar has a lot of wealth, right? Let's say he got a lot of wealth, a lot of resources, and I come in and I take all of Brother Kadar's wealth and resources. And with that wealth and with those resources, I go and I build me a kingdom, a powerful kingdom, a powerful nation, right? And then I turn around and give you an opportunity to compete or to work for a position within my kingdom, right? Is that really giving you an opportunity? Or what good would that opportunity be, seeing that what you have came from me in the first place, and now you basically giving me a job or an application to compete within the system that you built with wealth that you stole from me?
You know what that remind me of, E? Sharecropping.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how a lot of white owners got land back. Sharecropping.
Wow. Because a lot of black people did acquire land, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had land and everything, and somehow all that land was taken. All that wealth that could have transitioned into generational wealth and could have benefited us today. And like you just said, it's part of the curses, right? But the curse on our people was to be scattered here and to be a reproach to our enemies and to be a spoil. Meaning that everything that we do, they're gonna benefit from it, be it good or bad. Right. So to say, we have opportunities. I would say that it is somewhat open today in terms of that. If you want to engulf yourself into the system, you know what I mean, and be wholehearted about that, yeah, you can do some things.
Who's giving me the opportunity? That's the question. The same people that enslaved me?
Yeah.
Then it wouldn't be an opportunity then.
It's like, what is the opportunity, right?
What about what you already owe me? Can we talk about that first?
Yeah, I remember that group, Dead Presidents.
Yep.
They had a song, it say my J-O-B is just like a plantation. They owe me, but got me filling out an application. So they owe us, but they got us filling out applications to work so that we could basically pay back into their system of taxes so that they can line their pockets and beef up their defense budget. We working for wages that they taxing when they owe us. It's crazy, man.
That you did live in that immediate area because we had no idea that was going to be
Exactly. That street.
You
that
still live
block.
in the area?
No, I don't.
And you're
It looked just like that when I did, though.
Sure.
And then too, who cares that white people grew up poor and all that? what type of white people did they bring here when all them white people start coming here to America from Europe? What type of white people were they?
The terriblest type of white people you can find from my research. Criminals, made up religion, Baptists, Methodists, apostles, holiness. They brought everything that's false with them. So my research, there was the terrible criminals, white folks that came here.
And that's the whole point. Like, who cares? Like, I always question, like, I heard this white dude say one time, I was at work, he was saying he grew up poor. His family had land and they had a farm. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, how the hell was y'all poor?
They don't know what poor is, man.
Like, how was y'all poor? Right? I'm gonna tell you, a lot of them white folks who had land, they wanted slaves to come and work the land for them.
And I'm letting the land just sit there and do nothing to it. You right?
They was lazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they was poor. They got had our hog, we got our hogs and our cows and our sheeps and all that. And we know what y'all be doing with them sheeps. We know exactly what y'all doing with them sheeps. That's why that one video, the white dude come running out the back, and the sheep was chasing him. He run out the back, pulling his pants up, running from the damn sheep.
He was running from the sheep?
He was running from the sheep. The sheep was trying to headbutt and he run out the back, buckling his pants up. He done hopped the fence.
Back there getting him some lamb, huh?
Some lamb, bro. The only way he can get it. I'm telling you, lamb cheeks. For real, man.
You can't look at. You gotta look. Come on, man. You get caught doing something like that, man. I said, if you get caught doing something like that, man, you can't. I don't think you can recover from that.
Nah.
How you run out the back? Like, did you have him pinned down or something?
It ain't what it seemed like. It wasn't what it seemed like.
Bruh. Like, come on, man. Who cares how poor y'all were? Y'all was never poor. We were poor just like y'all. Y'all never poor like us.
Totally different. Stop trying to compare yourself.
If you poor, if I'm poor, like you can be poor, right? But if I'm poor and I'm living in your house, who's poor? Who's more poor? See, if you had a choice to be poor in your own house, right, as opposed to somebody else's, what you gonna do? We was poor just like y'all. No, y'all was never poor like us. They gave y'all stuff. They gave y'all millions of acres of land. You know? And then taught y'all how to well, not even taught, they use our people to teach y'all. Because we the ones who's cultivating the land and dealing with the animals and all that kind of stuff. All them school curriculums are centered on knowledge that they got from our people. Texas A&M University, that's an agricultural school. Where you think they got that understanding from? the full knowledge and understanding of agriculture, how to deal with animals and all this kind of stuff. They got a whole university for that. Do y'all realize how much this nation owes us? I don't even realize it, but I know it's a lot. You can't put a number on it. Put it like that.
We know it's more than 10 billion.
10 billion is pocket change.
Yep.
That's just something to put in y'all pocket to say here until we get it all the way right.
We want our babies back. You can't pay us back. We want our children back. The ones you gave to alligator. We want them back. Can you give us them back? You can't pay us back. Right?
Can't put a number on it. 10 billion is spending money for the day.
Yeah.
And we'll take that money and say you still owe us.
No, that's what they was asking for back in the early 60s. Well, close to this point right here. And around getting close to 60, right before Martin Luther King got killed. Actually, about 68, they were asking for 10 billion. But now that number went up sky high because we got to add in also Jim Crow, how they treated us. If they did Jim Crow, but they didn't racist to us, sprayed with water hose and all this crazy stuff, let's say all we had to do in Jim Crow was be separate. If we did that and lived a regular life, then I wouldn't be saying that. Of course, it.
Yeah. So that amount is impossible to make up. Yeah. Talking about what they owe. They owe more than money. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Like, we just talking about money.
That's the labor. What about the bodies?
All the innocent bloodshed. You know, all the interest. It's like, who cares how poor y'all are? We're gonna have to look at that. One day we're gonna do a live that Paul Mooney analyzing white America. Y'all seen that? That's when Brother T. Somebody said. Paul Mooney said he seen a homeless white dude. He thought to himself, "What a waste of white skin." You know, and the thing about it, as comical as that is, every nation got they poor, right? They lower class, middle class, high class. The thing of it is, if you are a captive, and I'm gonna say it like this too, even in spite of our condition, there is some truth to us surpassing them. Once we stick together, there is some truth to that. That has happened, but they're aware of that, and when it did happen, they used systemic means to end that.
Yeah, I want to bring out this point since you said that. It actually happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I want to say it's 1921 to 24, 21, right up in that range in August. And that's when they brought down the city. It happened in Arkansas, 1919, in Wilmington, North Carolina. So the politicians there was black. They took all that. I think it's a city in Florida. So yes, that's the same. That's what every time we rose up, we got torn down. But the scripture tells us that that's what happened to us, because if these cities would have prospered, we wouldn't probably be thinking about the Most High now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a reason, y'all. But y'all, I am getting sleep. I keep falling asleep trying to wake up.
Well, let's we can end it now, because I'm getting there too, you know. But I did, you know, this was interesting. I do want to revisit this video, You know what I mean? 'Cause it speaks to a lot of what we.
What y'all want to come back tomorrow?
Yeah. I'd love to. Also, we got another video showing y'all that they got complete evidence that the black people they found in Maryland, 40,000 people are connected them by blood, 3,000 is connected, and they was all slaves, y'all. So if reparation come out, we good.
Yep. Yep. I think that's gonna be a real good one. You know. That's gonna prove a whole lot of these people talking about Shalom Mighty Line. I see. That's gonna prove a whole lot of people talking about these Native Americans and we're indigenous and Native Americans is our people and all. It's gonna deal with both of those points. You know, I don't see how you can say you are a people who had your people in slavery. You know. But I guess that goes into the reproach. We so under a reproach that, you know, we don't even want to claim ourselves. You know, everybody's saying they Indian on they grandmama's side and all this kind of stuff. You know. But yeah, man, we can revisit this. This was good, you know. I appreciate everybody in the chat chiming in and everything.
I love this. It shows that what we went through then was trying to get right. Now we're going through the same thing, but we trying to get up out of it. It's a little different, but end part is different. But for our people, even back then, I like to give a shout out to them. A lot of them probably not alive. Some of them is still alive. That stood up for the truth and realized we were still under subjection to Esau.
Yep. This is an interesting point. This is stuff we want to bring out in later discussions because, you know, a lot of negative stuff is being pushed against our people. And when the Bible says we will be a reproach, that ain't even necessarily saying that we would be all out just you know, in a bad state, because there are a lot of our people that are doing okay in spite of what's going on. It's just a lot of negative propaganda. So the reproach in itself could be that, the propaganda or what they push and promote concerning our people. You know, even though we got some issues that need to be worked on, but it's no more or less different than anybody else. If you really pay attention, I can show you this brother's channel right now. And we'll do this later where he highlights white on white crime. You know, it shows how you basically have to read up on it. They don't publicize it the way they do us. But it's more rampant than how they like to highlight so-called black on black crime. White on white crime is way more rampant. Like I tell people all the time, I grew up in the ghetto. I grew up in the hood. It's a lot of stuff I've seen, but it's a lot of stuff that I haven't seen, even being in the ghetto. You know, it's still a lot of stuff I haven't seen personally. Some people have seen stuff personally, you know, but me, you just got to go by your own experience. And it's about what you dish out, you know, but all praise to the Most High, man. We'll come back. Y'all like, subscribe, and everything. Y'all got anything else?
Nope. All praise, y'all. We'll see y'all on the next one. Shalom.
Yeah.
Shalom.
Shalom.
and suffering. They're looking for a factor, something to look at too. They're looking for a change. How long? How long? How long? How long?